Welcome to Tank Talks by BHIVE. My name is Radhika Mahata. I'm your host for today. May I please request Arun to join us for the first round?
Thank you.
Thanks, Arun.
Thank you for having me here.
Can you please walk us through your journey up until now to just get a sense and allow anybody who may not have stalked you on LinkedIn already to have a sense of how has it been in terms of growing up, your education background, how has that contributed to where you are today?
I think many times this questions comes up. So I come from Rajasthan, a small town called Alwar. All my schooling up to my class 12th from Hindi medium, Rajasthan board, and again you want to go for IIT preparation, so I also went to Kota Bansal classes to prepare for IIT. Unfortunately, did not get selected, and but yeah, got into VIT, good university in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, and that is where I think this huge shift have been done for my life, because from no exposure to the premium university of getting a lot of exposure, that is where the life have started rolling, where I got a lot of exposure of technology. Uh, from there, I would say that first year, I was telling that we saw that a lot of robotics was happening there. You saw robots are doing something, and that got something excited me, and we started doing a lot of robotics in first year. And uh, and we did a lot of robotics in first year, that we we were a team of three, and we used to now call the expertise of robotics in the college. So when we actually got into second year, so first year batch came, and they wanted to learn how to make a robot, uh, and they got to know that there is a team from first year who did a lot of robotics, so they wanted to learn from us. We saw that as a good business opportunity, and that was my first startup started. That was in second year of my BTech, and we actually started a robotics workshop startup where we started giving the how to make a simple robot, manual robotics, to the school and college students. And believe me, I'm talking about almost 15 years back now, from 2008 to 2011. We As a student, in 3 years, we did 60 lakhs of revenue, as a student, as an entrepreneur that time. But somehow internally, this was not giving me the internal satisfaction, because it was sort of a very premium hobby service. It cannot scale up how to make a robot, and also very premium hobby education service. And somehow I was not very satisfied with it as an entrepreneur, as a founder. So I took a break, decided like what I want to do in my life, and then decided that I think healthcare is something which I can do, and I started correlating problems with my childhood memories, and decided to go for masters in biomedical engineering, and done a lot of projects in the masters. And after I finished my masters, I was not having an idea what is that problem I should solve. Healthcare is too big, and then I got to know about this biodesign process or immersion process, where people said that, okay, if you don't know the problem, better to go in the field and start observing, start talking to people, and then you will get to know about the problem. And that is something what I have done almost for 2 years. I have traveled down more than 100 hospitals across the country, interacted with a lot of stakeholders in healthcare, starting from doctor to decision maker to patient and all. And from there, it got narrowed down to mother and child healthcare. And then this one problem statement was clear. Okay, this is a problem I can work on. And then I started Janitri in 2016. So, but that 2 year of journey across the country, north, east, west, south, was very, very exciting, and that gave me a ground level reality, like what's happening in healthcare, and that is how this journey started.
Wow, I'm almost reminded of something we keep hearing in Jagrati Yatra, which is like a 15-day long entrepreneurial train journey for those not aware. And one thing they keep saying is 15 दिन तक train चल रही है, एक यात्रा आपके अंदर चल रही है और एक यात्रा आपके बाहर चल रही है. I'm almost imagining how, with all the interactions you had with people, one is what you're listening to constantly and actively listening and making your notes, and the other is, internally, what exactly do I want to work on next? Amazing. So, help us understand, from 2016 to 2023, what have been those key moments, those maybe the inflection point, and what sort of changed the trajectory before the Shark Tank era? So pre-Shark Tank, what were those key moments for you?
So now, if you see that this was pretty much clear that I am working on a problem statement which was related to the pregnancy and newborn care, and I had to solve this problem, and the solution is a medical device and software. So this was pretty much clear ki, okay, it will take 5 years, from now, starting from the development till the launch. Now, how to survive this 5 year was the question. Because it's not an app, it's not a website, or it's not a service. It's actually a hardcore medical device which typically takes 5 years, starting from MVP development to the clinical trials to the regulatory approval. And unfortunately, in India, there are very, very few investors who understand medtech. So this is the another side of story. So, but fortunately, there were a lot of grants which was coming up. The government of India wanted to support. There should be Make in India medical devices. On the impact front, there are a lot of foundations wanted to support. For example, Gates Foundation. For example, Government of Canada. For example, Startup India. So they wanted to support, okay, if an Indian entrepreneur is making some sort of a Make in India product as a medical device, let's give them some grant. So these 5 years, we actually survived through these grants. And the point was, when we actually got the grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I think that was the point when we got highlighted. Janitri got grants from Gates Foundation, which was around $100K that time. So one is that point. Number two, when we got our first customer, and that was also a foundation. It's actually called Wish Foundation, working in Rajasthan with the Rajasthan government. And they have procured a couple of devices deployed in the primary healthcare center in the rural area. That was the second point when we got a lot of excited. Yes, there is a need now. So, but yes, the first 4-5 years definitely survived on grants, and but they keep coming. I mean, Gates Foundation have supported us. Government of Karnataka have supported us because there was a startup fund there. BIRAC, I don't know how many have heard about BIRAC, but it's a central body who have supported us. Government of Canada have supported us again with the grant. And but when we were very near to the launch of the product, then investors have started showing interest. And that is the first time in 2020 we raised our first round. And that was also from Singapore, not from India. And then the second round was this Shark Tank round as well, which was a bigger round.
Interesting. So talking of Shark Tank, help us understand, how does it work in terms of, you went to Shark Tank, what was the process like for you, and how did that impact the trajectory of your brand's growth story?
Every company or every startup needs some sort of a kick. I would say that's a kick, right? Demonetization happened, PayPal, everyone got kick. So Shark Tank can be considered that kick for us, right? Where you get a lot of that awareness. And I was not very sure whether I should apply for Shark Tank or not, because we were a B2B business. Ultimately, our customers are hospitals, gynecologists. So I was not very sure whether I should actually apply or not. So I just talked to a couple of people from season 1, and they said ki your topic is something which is a story of every family. Every family, everyone might know someone in their family, relative, network, who might have gone some problem related to the problem, pregnancy, labor, or newborn. So your customer might be a hospital, but your story is a family story. And that, then I thought, let's apply. And then I think the Shark Tank team also understood that, okay, this is the story of every family. And from the awareness perspective, this is a big awareness can come. So that objective definitely got fulfilled. Lot of after the show went air, massive awareness have been spreaded. We were thinking that a lot of families are watching the show, so a lot of pregnant women might reached out to us, uh, but that did not happen. And what happens, which we were not expecting, is the local medical device distributor from every geography, not just from India, even from outside, they have reached out to us massively. And that was in our roadmap as a company, that we wanted to scale B2B through the medical device distributor. But because of Shark Tank, that happened very, very rapidly. I remember more than 1,000 distributors have reached out to us and they wanted to our distributor. So that happened, I think, which was supposed to be happening in the next 3 years, which happened in the last 10, 12 months.
My second last question to you is, help us understand what is that one truly memorable, user journey case study that you remember? Like, is there one story that really touched your heart and you could walk us through it?
So it's one of the government primary healthcare center. We have deployed our product there. So ultimately, there is only a nurse and an MBBS doctor. There's no gynecologist there in the PHC level. So a mother came with the labor pain. She got admitted. The staff nurses have placed our product, connected with our app. Now, after some time, they have started hearing the alert from the product and the app that the fetal heart rate is high. And it was continuous alert. Now, they both, staff nurses and the doctor have taken the decision to refer the patient to the district hospital, because it takes minimum 1 hour to reach there, right, from the ambulance. So they have taken that decision based on this alert, and the mother reached the district hospital. There is a team of gynecologists. They figured out it was cord around the neck on the baby. So they did C-section and saved both mother and baby. Ultimately, because of the monitoring and early alerts, this decision they have been taken. And the early intervention have been done to prevent any mortality and morbidity. Like this, there are many stories. More than 5,000 mothers have been referred early based on our automatic alerts, have been generated based on the monitoring.
Wow, that truly calls for a round of applause.
Thank you.
This is like saving real lives with early and timely intervention.
More than 75,000 mothers have been monitored so far in 400 plus hospitals. And yeah, we are expanding that into both the full pregnancy and in the newborn area.
Amazing. Arun, my last question to you before I let you go from here is, please help us understand how can people look you up, your brand on social media, your website, your socials. Where can people find you if you are hiring, or if there's anything that this community here can help you with?
Our brand name is Janitri, which is a Sanskrit word of mother. So Janitri. Our website is janitri.in. You can find us on LinkedIn, and we are definitely hiring on every front. So if you look at, we are a multidisciplinary in terms of product. There is a hardware, software, algorithm, mobile app, server. So biomedical engineering, sensor. So every engineering, mechanical design, industrial design. So that's on the engineering front. We have to take the regulatory approval. So if you come from the regulatory background, we are hiring on the regulatory team. We are a B2B business as of today. So we have a strong field sales team. So if you're interested in business or sales, interested in talking to the gynecologist, hospitals, doctors, we are hiring across the country.
Okay, thank you. And we just have quick 2 questions for you. So this one says, self-care is often overlooked, and how do you prioritize your well-being while also looking after the growth of your startup?
I think this is important, but I think I definitely prefer 8 hours of sleep without fail. Food is something which I really enjoy. So I think this is really matters, like how many hours. So there was a lot of buzz about the 70 hours also. If you can manage that time in a proper way, definitely both things can be done. For example, for me, 12 hours a day is enough in terms of work, and 8 hours of sleep is good enough. So this is how you can manage.
Awesome. Okay, so the last Q&A here says, how do you approach customer feedback? Any instance where customer feedback has played a huge role in shaping your overall strategy?
This is very, very important, that without that you cannot really grow. So even from our problem validation journey starts with them. So we engage with the customer, which are not just a customer, even the user. So there might be someone who is just using your product in our case, and somebody who is writing the check, and somebody who is the influencer. So there are many stakeholders in our case. So we engage with them from the problem validation perspective itself, from the day one. Starting from there, the problem validation till to the solution concept validation, just a paper sketch validation, to the MVP validation, and then they become our first customer. And further, taking their feedback to bring more feature or innovation. So I think it's all about कहते हैं ना customer ही भगवान है, तो I think वो उनको they are the center, and we have to take their feedback and what they're thinking, what they want, what they don't want, and we have definitely have evolved our product based on that.
So in customer we trust. Rest everything is just vanity metric. Okay,
Absolutely.
awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much
you very
for your
much.
time, Arun.
Yep.
Can I have a big round of applause for Arun? Thank you.